Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, which is totally crazy, but it's horse show day. So follow along with me as I take you on a horse show vlog. First thing I've done, because I prepared, but like, you know, I have kids, so it's kind of hard. So first thing I've done is I went ahead and laid out all my kids' clothes, since they will be staying here, and I went ahead and made them some cinnamon rolls for breakfast. I should probably be getting home around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to have them breakfast made, and they'll just make do for lunch, and then we'll do dinner together. I've also now I'm working on packing. So the next item on my list is to take some of my stuff out to the truck, and also double check my trailer to make sure I have stuff. I cannot find my flashlight though, which is going to make this very difficult because it is super dark outside. The reason why I'm having to start so early is because the show starts at 9, but I have to stop at the vet first at 8. So busy day. So let's get all my stuff packed in the trailer and in the truck. Okay, here's my camera equipment and my water and my coffee. And then over here, I've got a lunch box ready that I've packed some, like a sandwich and then mostly drinks in there. Definitely recommend you doing that. And then over here, I'm going to put my clothes. I got to put that in there. Over here, I've went ahead and laid out my dressage outfit. And so after I get my horse ready, I'll come back in and change right before I leave. So yeah. And then over here, I've also got my little folder. That's a reminder of what all I need to do, as well as my tests, some wipes, and of course my phone. All right, let's go. Whenever you are wanting to do a horse show, give yourself at least an extra hour in the morning. I know that sounds crazy, but I cannot find my truck keys. So I've got to find them. That is definitely going to cost that. So now I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I am going to go ahead and pack my trailer, but I've got to find my truck keys. That's like, you know, #1 priority, right? But I am going to go look in the barn. So I'm going to go ahead now and groom my horses really quick, feed them, and turn them out. And I'll go ahead and get started on that, as well as trying to pack my trailer. But I've got to find my truck keys, so keep you posted. Okay, so I got everything packed and on my list, and I have done a list before of what you need to do a horse show, I think. But if you'd like to see an updated horse show packing list on a video, please just comment down below and I'll be glad to do one for you. But I've packed all of my clothes that I'm not going to change into. I have packed my trailer. So my trailer is all set to go. I'm going to braid when I get there because she has a very small mane and she'll probably like pull it out. So I've already packed all that. I've made cinnamon rolls for the kids. I've now fed and turned out my horses here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go get, and I found my flashlight and I found my truck keys, yay! And so I'm going to actually go get her. Now she's semi-retired, so she only gets ridden maybe about 4 or 5 times a year, I guess you could say, because I think she's 94, so I think she's 25 years old, if not maybe a little bit older. I've had her for a long time. It is now 6:35, so the time is moving on past me, but I found my keys, most important thing. So yeah, so I'm going to go find her, bring her over here, and give her a wash. So I'm going to go to the retirement field, grab her. It'll take me a little bit, but I'll bring her back here, and then I'm going to give her a quick wash, because again, the goal is to leave at 7:15, and I haven't hooked up the trailer yet, so here we go. Alright guys, so I have Cheyenne. It is 6:55, and I need to be leaving by 7:15, so let's do this in a hurry. time to get show ready while she dries. What is our time? I'm gonna do our time check. 7:06. I have 9 minutes. It's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna do as close as I can to get it done. So now we're going to go hook up the trailer, and we'll let her eat. We'll let her have some breakfast before I go hook up the trailer, and she can continue to dry. Whoa, Diane. Whoa. Whoa, Cheyenne. I said be prepared for anything. Give yourself an hour. Well, okay, so I get the truck out, and apparently I either taken it or somebody's taken it, and it's only a half a tank of gas. Well, since it's an hour drive and I gotta stop at the vet, I would not feel comfortable with that. So anytime you're taking a horse, I always get I like to get at least 3/4 of a tank, if not a full tank, just to be safe, because you definitely don't want to run out of gas when you have a horse in the trailer. So had that, of course I couldn't find my keys this morning, so that put me behind. I hooked up the trailer. I didn't get it in one shot, but I hardly ever do. So again, give yourself some time, because whenever you're rushed, then it takes a lot longer to hook the trailer up, because you're in such a hurry and a rush, So as you see, I've not changed my clothes yet, so luckily I built in time, like I said, especially at the show, so that I can easily change. So I probably triple checked to make sure I had everything, because that's another thing you gotta spend time doing, is making sure you're packing and have everything. If you get there and you don't have a bridle, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna get to ride after all this effort. I super love it. I super enjoy all of this. There's gonna be a couple of friends there that I know, so that will be nice, but they kind of show earlier in the day. So yeah, so I'm headed to go get a Coggins for her, because she needed the Coggins and she's older, and she didn't super love getting to be put in the trailer by herself, and loading a horse by yourself with a 2-horse slant load, I think it's a 2-horse straight load is super hard, because they in general want to pull back. So that is something that if you have time, which you really need to make time. Like, she's good, so I know she'll come off of the halter pressure, but I still don't like her to pull back. Other horses I wouldn't trust at all about pulling back on the halter pressure, because you definitely don't want them pulling back, flipping over backwards, something like that, because I swear a trailer wreck is your most often thing of happening and having a horse get hurt. So yeah, so here we go. We're on our way to the vet for a Coggins clinic. So we're gonna do that and get her Coggins, and I know that it won't be pulled yet, but we'll get a receipt that we've had that pulled. So it's not that far. It starts at 8. My plan was to leave at 7:15. I pulled out of the driveway at 7:40. So yeah, not ideal, but at least I'm not over an hour behind, because then I would be concerned, right? And I'd like to get there in time to actually watch some other people go in dressage, because I never get to see a dressage show, because we only have 2 shows that are close by, one in the spring, one in the fall. So I always try to make sure I can go there. Usually I have a horse that I'm going to be putting up for sale, But I did just sell Armani last week, and so I have a new horse, but I feel like just having her for a week, you know, I know she would be fine to do an intro test, but I feel like our bond and our connection, that might be stressful for her and might be stressful for us. So my thought is that I would just go to the next available dressage show, or like a combined training or a jumping show or something like that. So some sort of show for sure, but like maybe just not this quick. So I had to pull out old trusty. So I'm bringing Cheyenne. I think I looked at her papers and I think she's more like 25, so not as old as I thought. I think she's a 94 horse, but I've had her forever. I have had her, and I'll go through this on the Meet My Horse, not Meet My Horse, but Where Are They Now with Cheyenne. That's her barn name. Her actual show name is Go Lindy Bandit. So she's a registered APHA. So super love her. She has been the best horse a person could ask for, and I really have missed out on her calling. Her calling would be for dressage, but growing up through high school, I didn't even know anything about that. I did some barrel racing and just played around with her and did some Western pleasure. Bad idea, right? Trying to do barrel racing and Western pleasure with the same horse. No wonder I didn't do well, but I didn't know. You know, you learn. My parents aren't really into showing. They were into trail riding, so we did lots of that as well. So now as I become older, I realize I have a super big passion for dressage, and so she is so phenomenal for that. So she has so much knee action, so much expression. I know she would have loved jumping too, so I do wish that had I known, I would have put her into that growing up older. But now since she's 25, I do feel like she's a little bit too old, in my opinion, to really do well, and like, because you know, most people are retiring them at that time. So she is partially retired, so she does get ridden 4 or 5 times a year, just not much. She can get ridden more than that for sure, but I wouldn't say ride her more than once a week. More than 2 or 3 times a week at least, just because of her knees and a little bit of arthritis and everything. But I gave her some MSM this morning, just to kind of prevent that, and then I'll give her some more MSM with a little bit of green when we get back, just kind of as a thank you, and just to help her, you know. So she's so great. Love her so much. She's, just for information, she's like 15 hands, APHA, and so she's super expressive type horse. So best horse I've ever had for sure. She was my second horse, and was really who I learned to ride on, and who I got my, you know, my love of everything horses. So anyways, so we're on our way to go get our Coggins. Hopefully there won't be a line. So I had planned an hour there. Hopefully it won't take that long, but you never know with a vet. So hopefully it won't take longer than that. But again, I hopefully have some extra time. My first class is at 12:24. So, and it is, like I said, like 7:45 right now. So, what I'll do is, while I'm waiting for them to come and give her Coggins, I will probably go ahead and change into my dressage gear. Well, it depends on how many people are there, but like I'll probably just change in the dressing room or in my truck while I'm waiting, just to get seen. So hopefully the trailer parking is going to be reasonable. I could have done to make this go smoother. So especially if it's going to be your first show, I would say do everything you can the night before, so you can get up in the morning, have a calm, quiet breakfast, and just get ready. And actually, by giving myself probably an extra, at the end of all this, probably extra 3 hours of time, I feel much more relaxed than I normally do when I go to horse shows. So I'm usually like, okay, we can get there and we'll have exactly 20 minutes for warm-up. Like, that's not the way to attend things, just because you want to have extra time for when things go wrong, traffic, stuff like that. So I'll let you know what's going on at the vet. All right. So God is awesome. He's amazing. So I got here with time to spare. It's 7:56, so we should be having the Coggins Clinic start at 8. I'm the only one here. Now, I did see some other trailers on the way, and I guess they were stopping for breakfast. But because I was the first one here, again planning ahead, I was able to actually circle around and park, so I didn't feel so stressed about pulling out. Because over that way, you could still pull out, but it's really steep. So like, that's like your backup plan, but I don't like that. And there's really only enough space here for like maybe 3 trailers if there's no other cars. And I was like, okay, well maybe we don't. I was worried. I was like, okay, so maybe we don't have any Coggins Clinic today. I could always have messed up. But I see this table over there. I think we're good. So in 4 minutes, if no one's come out here, then I will go ahead and go on inside. So hopefully they still take a card. They don't have it in cash, but I also have checks, and I vet here often. So yeah, so pretty excited. It worked out, and I went ahead and put down the little thing for Cheyenne to have her head out. So she has her head out right here. So that way she can see everything about what's going on. So after I check in, so I'm not going to change yet, but after I check in, since I'm the first one, then I'm not going to change until I get to the show. Plus, if I had to get in there with Cheyenne, she might like sneeze on me or something. So, and if I can, I need to keep, I've brought white breeches. I have my backup khakis in case something happens, but I'm going to try to wear white breeches the first time. I'll give you a little hint here. They're actually not breeches. Let me show you too. They're actually just like white regular pants. So they probably don't keep stains off very well, but that way they only cost $10 at Ross's. So if you're looking for some white pants, I would not buy white breeches because you know they're probably going to get gross. So I'm going to try those out, and if they do reasonably well, then I'll just keep trying to look for white pants anywhere I go, and I'll be able to find them. So it looks like someone's coming out, so let's get it done.